Ms. Couch, it's obvious we have a disconnect here with some of the things that we have going on in these schools that possibly will be on this 5% list when you talk about parental engagement. And that's your area of expertise over there at Ottawa Hills High School. So talk a little bit about what you're doing at my alma mater, which we are going to turn around, to engage and involve parents. Where do you see opportunities to improve engaging families? And how can we reach other parents to be involved in our schools?
Well, if there was a magic potion, I wish I knew it. But I am a parent, and I'm a product of GRPS as well. I graduated from Central High School, and my daughter graduated from the Montessori School, and I have a 10th grader at Ottawa now. And one thing that I want to emphasize is that I am my child's first teacher, and I have more power than you do in my child and what he or she could do in school. And I think that's one of the emphasis that educators and the community needs to recognize, that the parents have the power. And I think parents need to be educated that we do have that power. I heard Dr. Taylor say that if there were 20 parents coming to him with an issue, he would pay a lot of attention to that matter of what that issue is. So what we're doing at Ottawa is we are going to formally reestablish our PTSA. It has not been in effect for a couple of years, and we're actually having a meeting this week to go ahead and get that in order. But one thing that I have noticed about the high school, of course, and research has shown that parental involvement drops dramatically at the middle school and the high school level. And I did a paper on that, and I found out that only 20% of the parents in the middle school to high school are actually being involved. And that's a very low number for us to have as much power as we actually do. So what we're working on is we have parent nights. We also have, it's just a small group of us, and I think that once starting small, we have each set a goal of reaching 5 to 10 other parents to involve them in the upcoming school year. Working with Mr. Lewis and Mr. Brown, we are encouraging parents to become involved with the activities and the performances that we have at the school. We reach out to parents at conferences by gathering their emails, and lots of parents like to text now too as well. So we're working on that. We're focusing on 6 areas from the National PTA Building Successful Partnerships for our PTSA next year, and those areas involve communicating, parenting, student learning, volunteering, school decision making and advocacy, and collaborating with the community. So those are the areas that we're starting with, and we're starting small because we don't want to frighten parents. As soon as parents hear PTA or PTSA, they think, oh, I have to attend this monthly meeting. And it's not just about that. So as far as getting people and getting more parents involved, I think we need to first define what parental involvement is. It's not just my attending conference. It could be my making sure that my child has a room or space at home to do their homework. And the second thing is we should find out why the parents are not involved. Don't make the assumption that because I don't attend a meeting that I don't care for my child. And once we find out those reasons, then we can work together as a school and with parents and the community to see what we can do to change. And one thing that Mr. Gorman mentioned was not having a set schedule. Maybe every third Monday doesn't work for everyone. Or having time with counselors during the day. Well, that doesn't work when you have parents that are working during the day. So looking at what the reasons why parents are not being involved. Another way that we can work to improve it is to educate parents on their role. I think education is so important. I don't have a master potion or a magic potion to say that I'm the best parent in the world. This is basically trial and error, and I rely a lot on my mom and other parents as well. So getting more parents together to encourage the connection between us so we can work better for our students. And one other thing that we're going to focus on is going where the parents are. Parents come out to activities that their children are involved in. Football games, performances, activities, and someone even mentioned, well, maybe we should have a parent meeting after a game because we see a lot of parents waiting for their kids. And I'm keeping that in mind, and that's going to be one of the things. So we have to be creative and innovative in order to reach them. And most important of all, I think making the parents feel a part of the school. Don't just assume that we don't want to be there or that we don't care, but if I feel that I am engaged or if I feel that I'm welcome in the environment, then you're going to get more participation from me. And if you have more involvement from me, then you would definitely have more involvement from my child. And I think just emphasizing parental involvement, if we could get as much attention about parental involvement as we do about our blended online and everything else that goes on, maybe we need to have a campaign about parental involvement. So I think those are some goals and some dreams that I have, and I look forward to working with Mr. Lewis and Mr. Brown in the future.
Quick follow-up, real quick. Criteria, for example, me, I'm not a parent that I know of, Ms. Couch. Now, could I be a part of the PTSA?
You know, that's a great
Are there
question.
opportunities for some of us who are not parents but want to engage to be?
Mom breathed the
Maybe it shouldn't just be the PTSA. It should be the parent, the granny, the uncle, the sister, the brother, the
Right.
Jonathans, and whomever. But we want significant adults that want to help us help the children to succeed. So it doesn't have to be that biological parent. My daughter may have a little bit more pull with my son than I do in some things, or an uncle may be more important, or in reaching a child. So it's not just the biological parents; it's that caring adult in that person's life.
Thank you, Ms. Couch.
Mr. Holder,
Yes, sir.
what role can the members of the Grand Rapids Education Association play in engaging our community better?
Well, that's an excellent question. Ultimately, the members of the Grand Rapids Education Association, for those who aren't aware, is not just the teachers. It is the teachers, the social workers, the counselors, the speech pathologists, all of the various professionals who are involved in trying to work with students. And your question is, how can we be better involved with the community or encourage more community involvement?
Better, play a role in engaging the community. Better engaging the community.
Well, actually, that's something we've been talking about a little bit. Ultimately, our organization, by and large, is a volunteer organization. Okay, it is a labor union. Individuals are not compelled to do anything one way or the other. And so, like any other volunteer organization, trying to get everybody on the same page is a little bit like herding cats. Ultimately, what we are looking at, and we've been talking about this already for this summer, is trying to develop exactly what you're talking about, a community engagement plan. We've actually enlisted the assistance of one of the members from the MEA to come in and kind of help us with this idea of organizing. And the idea with organizing is simply that everybody has their own opinion. On any given issue, people have their own belief. But there are some beliefs that unite us. And we have to identify those things and try to work together to accomplish those goals before we can work together to figure out how we're going to move on to the next thing. Short answer, I'm not sure yet. Long answer, you'll probably see something before the fall. The biggest step has to be doing whatever we can on a local level, by which I mean the neighborhoods, when our members are meeting people in the street, when we're talking, to try to encourage parents to do exactly what we were just talking about a moment ago, which is become part of an organization. The Parent-Teacher Association, if you want to throw the community in there, parents acting with the community and teachers to blah, 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 pact.